One of the advantages of using Cronometer is its reporting capabilities. Whenever you first log into the app, under the diary section, you'll see three circles across the top of the screen. The first circle will show you how many calories you consumed that day. If you click on it, it will break it down into protein, carbs, and fat. Not only how many calories you've had of each, but also what percentage of your total intake was each of those categories. The middle circle will show you how many calories you've burned that day, and it'll break that down into your BMR, any exercise that you've logged, and then your normal activity level for that day. And then the third circle will show you how many calories you have remaining that day. And it'll break it down to how many calories you've burned, how many calories you've consumed, and what your goal caloric deficit is to lose the amount of fat that you're looking to lose in a week time. And then that'll break that down to show you how many calories you have remaining that day. If you scroll over, you'll see actually your default macronutrient targets, and it'll show you how many calories you've had that day compared to the total goal you were looking for, and then each protein, carbs, and fat show you how many grams you've had of each and how many grams you were supposed to have that day based on your targets. What is nice about this is that you can click on any of the lines and you can see what foods you ate that day that made up that category. For instance, here if I click on the protein bar, that will come up and it will show me, first it'll show me as a summary the top 4 that contributed to that. So if you're saying, where did I get all this protein today, you can go in there, you'll see the top 4 items. And if you want to see everything that contributed to your protein totals, you can click on view more, and it'll show you everything you ate that day that had protein in it in order of highest to lowest. Also, after you go into any of these more detailed views, you always see a little button there that says Daily Report. If you click on that, that is going to show you in detail everything you've consumed that day. And so you'll see what you've already looked at in the summaries as far as calories burned and your caloric balance, and your macronutrient targets. But then it'll also show you all your micronutrients as well. So you'll be able to come in here and see how many, what vitamins you've had, what minerals, and then it'll break down also your carbohydrates into the type of carbohydrates, the type of fats, the type of proteins that you're looking for. So you'll come in here and you can actually see how much fiber you had versus sugars and your carb values, what your omega-3s were if you had too many saturated fats in there, and they'll show you to make sure that you've gotten all the essential amino acids as well. So you can go in there and really, based on that day, dig into what you actually did that day. However, if you want to see what you've done over the past week, then down the bottom you can go and click on trends. And when you click on trends, you'll see an average under the nutrition report on the top there. You'll see the average you had daily of throughout the entire week. So you can see how many calories you ate per day, and the breakdown of protein, carbs, and fat, how much you burned, and what your caloric balance was as an average throughout the last 7 days. But then you can also come in here and see what your average intake of all those values as far as protein, carbs, fat, vitamins, and minerals. You can scroll down through and make sure you're getting everything you need over the course of a week.